Test my Testito. Testito. Welcome to McDonald's, y'all, if y'all hear me out there. Welcome to McDonald's. You got what it takes. Oh, look at that old shit goes. Oh, we already got a like. Okay, 3 viewers and a like popping off. I think it is live. I just want to be 100% sure. Because, you know, McDonald's, we're all about that food, folks, and fun. We want to make sure we satisfy our customers with that good GMO. You know what I mean? All right, cool. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna start. I'm still testing. Oh, okay. Bobby Norris in the business in the building. I'm loving it. Shout out to burgers too. All right. So the wait. Hold on. See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to the testing. I could just go by the confidence in the mic, but yeah, you're right. Let's make sure we thorough in the borough. Era YouTube is. Yeah, nah, trust me. The way that I have the volume up and the way you had your mic, just talk like how you regularly talk, and it'll be good money. Yeah, well, I'm still. All right, matter of fact, test it right now.
Test, test, test. Volume, volume.
All right, Bobby, I need you to let me know. That's real life in the building. Is she coming in clear? She coming in good?
What's up, Bobby? Bobby, I don't want to know web is too.
V Burgers know about that McDonald's. He said something. He said he got control of that ice machine. I saw that joint. He like, word.
I know that's right.
They gainfully employed when you know how to work the ice cream machine.
I heard that the ice machine and the ice cream machine and those latte machines or whatever, like the dirtiest thing.
Yeah.
And because look, then you got dried dairy and
Oh wow. Yeah, that's true. I could see that. You know, curdled up milk and shit like that. That could be a bad, a bad day for anybody.
So I heard that. So okay, so we're good on the sound, right?
I'm waiting for my sound man, my engineer Bobby Norris, to let me know. The thing's been acting weird, so I'll be able to test myself shortly. But let me see if my sound boy to let me know.
Okay.
All right, so let me see. Did he say something? She said clear. I mean, he said clear. That's what's up. He said what's up too. All right, thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you. So yeah, let me set it off. So yeah, welcome to McDonald's, everybody. It's your man Tone Space, and of course I'm joined by the very lovely and the very exotic Real Life Is Not in Cyberspace.
Hi, baby. Peace, everybody.
I mean, what's going on? And today we're here to serve up. Not really we're about to serve up an old school Arch Deluxe type meal. You know what I mean? It's not exactly a Happy Meal. It's not exactly like a supersize. We doing the throwback.
Exactly a fuckmobile.
Yeah, it's definitely not a fuckmobile. It's gonna be a what you call it, an Arch Deluxe jump board, right? So.
I forgot about that Arch Deluxe. I don't think I ever had that, but it looked like everything they said was the fake meat. I feel like that air pop inflated patty. I feel like in my memory that's what it looked like. It had like irregular borders.
I know for sure that the bread was like extra thick, and I think it had like an M symbol on it on the bread. I know you.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's a foggy memory.
I never had a McRib either.
A McRib?
Never.
Ain't that swine?
Yeah, but I mean, back in the day, I was on and off, like, long back in the day, so it could have happened, in my high school experimentation thing and all that.
Yo, I ain't gonna front. The last probably pork that I've eaten on purpose was at the DeKalb Avenue McDonald's on the way to Tech on some breakfast sandwich. Yeah, that's probably the last one I remember having. Even the thing was good. All right,
That
so
McDonald's is rowdy as fuck. I remember going in there one time in the morning and I didn't like it. There was too many heathens in there. But
yeah,
hey
yeah.
baby,
Mm-hmm.
I had heard something that I heard that an elderly man who laughed like Edith Bunker right before and during when she was going through the change. I don't know if you remember those old ass All in the Family where Edith was going through menopause and she was
Yup.
acting like Looney, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time I hear the laugh, I think of this old man who, he's a grandfather. Clearly we know that. But see, this is the thing that I heard.
All right.
So you were asleep. You were resting early
Mm-hmm.
when I was made aware of the fool making the second fool of himself in the morning. So I didn't hear the first fool, but I heard the second, meaning the first fool's display. But the second fool display, I heard him. Now he wasn't. Now you know he already laughed like Edith going through the change, but this time he was screaming and in his emotions and completely emoting like Edith going through the change. So I said, "What's wrong with him?" And it dawned on me. I realized, because we already knew he's sucked up under testicles, but now he's trying to play the role of the woman in the relationship, which is why he's trying to make me manly, why he's talking about his issues of never showing himself, but trying to compete with me. And what is this 10 years ago? I've cammed up several times, and the last time being less than a year ago. So I'm confused as to why all of a sudden people are acting like that. But why is a grown man who has a grandchild competing with me as a woman in his relationship? Because it didn't work when he made a microphone vicarious dick of his that he wanted somebody to suck. That didn't work. And I decided to take the other role, and now he's doing this. But this is the really bothersome part that I think I heard, baby.
Talk to me.
I heard that because he was so in his feelings about what we were saying, that he's going to, again, attack the woman in the relationship because he is the woman in the relationship and start putting up pictures of me because, what, to show that he knows something about us, or me, whereas we know that what we know about him, right? There was no need to speak about that until today, and there's no reason to bring a display about that. But this is what concerns me, babe. That a grown man who's around kids, who's several times saying that he's talking about all kinds of crazy shit, having all these temper tantrums in front of his grandchild living under his son's roof, which already makes him suspect. But now I'm sure that he is not someone who that grandchild is safe around. Fuck the Jimmy shit and all that.
Right.
Because we all know he said that was the only person he would trust with his granddaughter, which is already strange, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, he's talking about dicks and fuckmobiles in front of the baby.
Right.
And now there's no conjecture. Now we know that this psycho Edith Bunker is now stalking a woman to the effect of just words on the internet. Nothing like what happened with the other two women, because we don't know how deep that goes.
Right.
We know how deep the situation with us doesn't go. But he feels that that's the reason to stalk. And I'm supposed to think now I'm supposed to be convinced that I was wrong, saying that he's definitely going to make sure his granddaughter gets fucked up in the game by hell or high water. So now at this point, DSS, I feel, definitely should know about this psycho. And if his son thinks that it's a good idea to keep his hormonally unstable father around, putting his granddaughter in danger, I mean, like, this is the type of thing that's mandated reportable.
Right. And it actually segues into another thing I was thinking, because remember, he claims that he threw this whole tantrum and I guess started throwing, your beautiful pictures up and all this other stuff and spazzing on us. Yeah, he claims that he's doing that on some victim shit, saying that you were talking foul about his granddaughter. But I want to, again, he be glancing over the details. Now, I want to know what's worse, because all you did was, for a brief couple seconds, you just spoke of the harsh potential realities that can happen if he leaves his grandbaby in the hands of someone admitting or claiming that they're a sexual predator, right? So what's worse?
Just the lack of judgment that a person like that would show even saying that. I'm sorry, baby. Yeah.
Right.
You're
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, see, this is his lack of accountability too. Because what's worse, you talking about the foul reality that can happen if he leaves his granddaughter with somebody that's on some wild foul shit, or him, the one that initially said he would leave his granddaughter with said person. You know what I'm saying? And he was all cool with dude. Now he's Momo the homo and slow mo and all that. You know what I'm saying? But
That was his ex-booty. That was
right.
the only person on this here YouTube that he would leave that poor little baby. Did she have a nickname?
Oh yeah. That's another thing I wanted to say. That's the L.A. thing, and then yeah, it's similar to how we tried to spaz, and I'm not defending the L.A. nigga or nothing, but he said that L.A. was talking shit about his grandbaby, the same granddaughter. He said L.A. was talking shit about his granddaughter because L.A. called her Def Comedy Baby. But no, that wasn't him talking shit about your granddaughter. That was him slapping you in the face with a little dose of reality. Like, yo, dude, you saying wild shit in front of your granddaughter. Def Comedy Baby. What's yeah, exactly. Because what does he mean by calling a Def Comedy Baby? He's saying that she is comparable to an audience member that's at a Def Comedy show while a performer is cursing and giving that adult comedy entertainment. So she's witnessing that because that would be what LD was doing, right? So what is worse? What is worse? Him, giving a little dose, just cracking a little joke, referring to her as Def Comedy Baby, or is it yo ass LD being Mr. Def Comedy Jam that's saying all this shit in front of her? As far as real life, what's worse? Real life talking about the harsh reality that can happen if you leave your child or your grandchild with a sexual predator, or you that said that you would leave your child with someone that at least claims to be a sexual predator. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take accountability. I don't think I've heard the dude yet say, you know what? I was fucked up when I said that I would leave my child with that nigga Jimmy. I don't know what I was thinking, something. You got to take some type of accountability. Now, I did hear him say that he does have to tone down the language in front of his granddaughter and all that. But still, don't blame.
DSS is not going to care if he all of a sudden has a change of heart. DSS is just going to care that he's out here stalking on the internet for some sort of butthurt feelings. But I didn't mean to cut you off, baby. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then back to what you were saying about him stalking. Like, so all of this over words, that's acquiescing to defeat. We ain't do anything to you. You know what I'm saying? We just spoke words.
You heard the way he was screaming this morning. It was so hilarious.
Right.
So funny.
Right. So because I have some choice words that I had to say to you, and now remember, you look at this roasting arena as the roasting arena. You look at it as a sport, if you will. So all motherfuckers, him, LD that is. You know what I'm saying? He looks at it as a sport because when LA roasts him, he doesn't really have any static. You don't got to smoke with him. LA could say, yeah, you're boring. He'll be like, oh, yeah, that was funny, man. Keep up with the funnies. He could say whatever, and he sees it as a sport. But now when Tone Space got something to say, and when real life got something to throw in on the side, oh, now it's time to look up pictures. Now it's time to threaten to look up other information over words? Like, what the, you know what I'm saying? What part of the game is that? That shit crazy.
And does he forget that a lot of people don't like him? And I guess he really doesn't understand how this whole arena type of thing works. When he was over there dragging people that considered him friends at one point, a lot of stuff came out. And, he'd be surprised who was and was not paying attention at certain key times. It's so funny how ears will just tune into what they need to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny. It happens very often. But all of this, I'm a cybersecurity. You better not listen, old man. You powerless, helpless old man. All right? Why don't you go worry about what you're going to say to the documents and to your son when he realizes all the heat you bring to his place because you don't know how to act in front of that kid. It's already bad enough she was Def Comedy Baby. All right? Now what? Now she's Ronald McDonald's fuckmobile passenger? All because Ronald McDonald jerked off in his face that birthday party. His nigga ain't over it.
Right.
But I find it very odd how much these people have emotions invested in this. Like, you can clearly see that he has no life, because look how upset he gets. It's the same thing with all of them, though. Like, they get that upset. It's one thing to get hyped and talk shit and be like, yeah, but they get so upset. So what do they think? Oh, look at what I can find out. Yo, math ain't valuable unless you're willing to do something about it, old man. Right. Okay, so sit your pathetic ass down, and you want to feel front of a child. Every day you show how crazier you are. This, to me, all these, I want to put up pictures because he's butthurt about something said. He wants to, like you said, perfectly, baby, play victim because his granddaughter was brought up, not really, like, he brought her up into all this. That's scary to me, right? He doesn't realize all that other stuff he's shown and done, right? So I'm really confused about why he feels like those are powerful moves. He just completely continues to show how powerless he in fact is. And also, you talk too much, elderly wise. You talk too fucking much. You are like all those same people who want to seem tough and you ain't got shit going on, old man. Alright? Sit your old ass the fuck down. Alright? Hopefully, try to find out who's got recordings of you talking reckless like that in front of that grandbaby, because there are plenty of them. Alright? And see what you figure out a game plan about how you're gonna talk to your son to let him still let you stay around that girl when he finds out how sick you are. Remember the other day, L.Derley, not the other day, maybe a month ago, you said something about your son overheard something and he said something about YouTube in front of you and you were all like, oh, those worlds shouldn't collide. That's how I know you're sick, because look how you think. You sitting up in there, stinking up that room with all that hot ass denture breath, but smelling like calcium and sorrow. But for some reason, you're just worrying about, oh, he overheard something and said it back to you. No. Every time you show what a stalker you are, all you do is make people who shouldn't be aware of how sick you are understanding how sick you are. Okay? You don't need to be around kids, alright? So I think you should get busy. Chop, chop. Alright? Go write you out some notes. Go make you out an outline and figure out how you're going to cop a plea to keep that roof over your head. Since you want to be a doctor, right? Since you want to, let me show you how it's done, baby. But nobody's talking all that tough Tony shit up in the front because that's ignorant. You'd have to be really hurting somebody's feelings for them to get all emotional, Edith, sweetheart.
Edith.
But what you're not going to do is act like you're not a psycho around a whole innocent child, fuckboy. That's what you're not going to do.
And all this over mere words. And what about, you talk, another thing to kind of veggie back on what you're saying, because we don't fuck with the pork around here. Because you were saying something about 10 years. He said something about the reason he don't cam up is because the trolls be doing whatever. Look what they'll do if they see me on camera. Okay, so you're worried about yourself. You don't want to show your old ugly ass or whatever the fuck wrong with you ass and show yourself on the camera. Yet you could still commence to say some of the most wildest, absurd shit in front of your son's daughter. Shit is bonkers.
Absolutely.
You need to slap the shit out of yourself and check yourself, Q. Remember, Juice? Check your motherfucking self.
And all this camera talk to people who have been on camera and showing pictures of themselves and all this type of shit is really strange to me for somebody who's afraid. Remember that other second picture he put up with the real wrinkled ass neck and face and head and that old stupid ass bicep thing he does? That's how he used to pick up niggas in the pen.
Yeah.
Y'all forget this is a whole felon. Okay, y'all forgetting all that. And this is what's really weird about you short-term memory. So it's already strange that, of course, the family member of this felon is going to say, well, that's my family member, I know them. But when a person continues to show you that they are that emotionally invested in something that is not in any or should not have that much importance to them, that should be concerning. We shouldn't be looking at that shit like, oh, that's just randomly normal. That's just how people do things. No, the fuck it's not. And you're not going to be up here trying to ruin a kid's life because you mad at life, bitch, all right? You don't have a pussy. You can't take the form of a male-female relationship. I know you tried to have that work out when you were trying to scout the women on YouTube. That didn't work. So you continue to try to berate them and insult them. They can forgive you all they want about shit like that, but all that's doing is letting you know that behavior is okay. It's not. It's also not okay to be asking women for thousands of dollars. What is up with you broke-ass niggas on YouTube? All right? It's crazy to me that you can even feel like you can show your face up here. You know what I'm saying? Now, all of this, oh, she said she was disappointed in me. Yo, bitch, get the fuck over it. Get over it. I know you ain't shit. You've made that very clear. It doesn't mean, see, this is what people think. You can be like, yo, what up, peace? Oh, what do you want? Let me give you a rest. They get all hyped than a motherfucker like a celebrity just landed from an astronaut's spaceship. It's like, yo, calm the fuck down. That's why you can't treat these subhuman people as human. And that's actually something that I'm really learning on a different level. And that's what I've been speaking a lot about, too, because there's a person will take something like that as you validating Like, I'm surprised he was even able to have children. Like, I feel really sorry for the person who actually has to bear his seed and actually has to be connected to him on that level. I feel sorry for the nigga with the 9 kids. Because can you imagine somebody this empty? So somebody thinking, because out of all those people, at least one of them might be kind of decent, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But to think that they have to be bounded and dependent upon how those people act. They get so butthurt over something small like that. That's a really, like, those are people who should not be in any way, shape, or form acting like they're, I want to be friends, da-da-da-da. Nobody wants to be friends with you people, all right? Get your channels monetized. Come up here and make some money, you broke bitches. Who the fuck is up here just doing this shit for sport? Oh, yeah, that's right. Edith Bunker. Right. Dumbass. This nigga need a hobby. I advise you to take up knitting or something more fitting for your old postmenopausal looking ass bitch.
Yeah, and then I already said something about like worried about like what property I own and how do I have a paper for a green screen. What the fuck do that got to do with any of the points that I laid down, the facts that I laid down about your old decrepit punk ass? Are you a junior? Okay, sure, I'm a junior. I don't own shit. You happy? There you go. Run with that. Still, now address everything that we said. Without blowing a gasket. Can you do that? That's the challenge for you.
Exactly. And he's so busy killing with his under his son's roof that he's thinking that why would somebody waste money on a green screen when they actually do own property and stuff like that and you don't need it? That's still like the nigga who knows it when he got the green screen for the Hobbit. Yeah. It's like, they rather do anything to make it feel like they're real broadcasters. They get their mics and all this dumb shit. Because they want to feel like they're really doing something up here. Funny because they're not making money unless L.Derley be begging, but L.D ain't making shit up in this motherfucker. So, and why would they worry about a green screen when they ain't got shit else? But that's the priorities of a broke nigga, you see? Right. On top of that, what does that have to do with anything? Mm-hmm. Oh, you hurt my feelings. I want to talk about your green paper. You hurt my feelings. I want to show pictures of you. Why don't you try to guide that fucking Just Common, whatever the fuck, that little lost ass grandbaby who clearly you'll let get tampered with because you got a bad sense of judgment and you so desperate for friends, you'll let any other person around that little dumb slut in training. Yeah, I said it, fuck your grandkid, bitch, and?
He's an old nigga too, he's 50. Yeah, and that's another thing. Why the fuck, I don't get this whole thing, you talked about kids. Well, so it's bad for her to say that your grandbaby's a dumb